right? And then you can actually be live to listen to what we're talking about today. My name is Esther Wachiko, and I'm actually glad to be with you today. You know how we run this? At some point towards the close of this program, we'll try to be as fast as possible. We have a live appearance, but let's look at some of the top issues that are actually, what I say, I feel is worth us talking about today. You know that Natasha has gone to the Inter Parliamentary Union, where she was able to reel out, and a lot was actually said in the process. You also know that the president met with PANDEF leaders in the Niger Delta to talk, or rather speak with Governor Fubara to obey the Supreme Court order. But a lot of people think that the president should have specifically spoken to the faction, that is the Wike, those who are loyal to Nyesom Wike, to also abide by the rules, respect the governor, work along with the governor, and not look for any means through which he can be frustrated. And to make it worse, the governor was locked out today. He wanted to represent the 2025 budget. He said he was going to abide with the Supreme Court's ruling. The Supreme Court had ruled and said that Fubara should represent that particular budget to a properly constituted House of Assembly. That's one of the first things the Supreme Court said. And the Supreme Court also said that he should not be part of those who will cause anarchy in the state, whereby you deliberately do not respect the rules of engagement or follow the Constitution. Now, Fubara decides to do that with the Amawale-led faction. Unfortunately, it seems like there is an underhand measure to truncate the effort, the peace effort, or the hand of extension from the governor, because this person's acts like it's about themselves. You do not want to extend a hand of fellowship to the governor. He wants to represent the budget, but you're all about yourself, possibly because you're loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. And when the president met with the PANDEF and a couple of the leaders in the Niger Delta, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory was also there, which validates the speculation that whatever it is happening in Rivers with the backing of Wike also has a supposed connection with the president. But the president said something that this was what he foresaw, and he told Wike to, or rather he told Fubara, based on the agreement they had signed earlier, to abide by these rules of engagement. I want us to listen to the president, all right there, and also talk about where he told Fubara to obey court orders. After that, the president now spoke and said that Akpabio is a very good man. He showed support to the Senate president, which speaks a lot considering the recent development with Natasha Akpoti and Akpabio, the president of the Nigerian Senate. Let's take a listen to the president while he was addressing the members right there, and hear what he had to say concerning the Supreme Court ruling and for Fubara to actually obey the Supreme Court.
Very well in terms of Niger Delta. Oboku, the MD of NDDC, is doing a good job. Encourage him. To achieve more. And you mentioned the Senate. I'm proud and very happy that I am with the Senate president. It's a good. I got your signal, and I got your concern, particularly concerning Rivers State. I've been on it for quite some time. I've moved on it before now. I foresee this crisis festering for too long before I enter into it. We reach an agreement, written agreement. Both parties signed. some leaders thought the governor of Rivers State was wrong to have signed, but they didn't implement. Where do we find ourselves today? So this is a nation of rule of law. I should not be here as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria if there's no rule of law. I have total confidence in our judiciary. Expectations. Human beings can make errors. But when the Supreme Court is spoken, that's it. Please go back home and help him implement those recommendations within the shortest possible time. I put the ball back in your court. Help him. Was privately, openly, I have intervened, counseled the governor. Only yesterday I told him again, pursue the path of peace. And stood to conquer and not become perishable. I've seen what all of you have tolerated and been doing. Community development is a matter very close to my heart.
Why let your money?
Oh, well, that was the president right there speaking to the PANDEF leaders, saying that he foresaw currently what is going on in Rivers State and that this was what he was trying to prevent. So he also disclosed that he has spoken privately to the governor of Rivers State. He has now spoken outwardly. So he's telling the elders to please, as soon as possible, speak with him so that we do not get a situation where there is absolute disobedience to the constitution. That's what the president is saying, that we should try as much as possible to obey laws. We cannot go outside the laws. And it's quite funny because a couple of incidents taking place, specifically in Lagos State and the Lagos State House of Assembly, I really don't know how to clarify that. Because while a case is still in court, somebody was reinstated when the court had even the clerk of the house was reinstated when the court did not give any permission for the clerk of the house to be reinstated. That is absolute disobedience to the constitution, absolute disobedience to the law. But who am I? Who am I? The technicality is actually quite huge. We can't say. All right. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you're currently listening to the Evening Rush on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. A lot of you are sending messages on YouTube. We're working on it. All right. There's a technical situation. I am so sorry. We're working on it. But trust me, you can join us virtually. All right. We're streaming live on YouTube. We're also on TuneIn. We're also on Radio Garden. Okay. You can join us on these platforms and hear us. For the terrestrial situation, it's not in all areas. They're currently working on it. All right. Trust me. Before tomorrow, you will have a very clear signal. We're all working for you. All right, we're working for you to ensure that you get clarity. So unfortunately, in some areas you may not really get the signal appropriately. Maybe it's not so loud for you. So please just join us on our virtual platform. We sincerely do apologize for that. We're seeing your complaints. We're hearing a lot of you complain about it, and trust me, we're so sorry. The technical team are currently working on it to ensure that we give you that adequate dissemination of proper information. So we actually apologize for that. I can see your comments, okay? I can see your comments on YouTube, and we're working on it. Trust me. So I sincerely do apologize for that inconvenience. Now, as you know, that the situation with Natasha Akpoti, well, she went to the Inter-Parliamentary Union to lay her complaints, and the head of the union was able to express herself. And let's hear what she has to say, and also hear what Natasha Akpoti said. Then I will now play to you what the president said about the Senate president. The big question is, can Natasha fight the system? Is it possible? If the president has ruled out encomiums on the Senate president, I don't know if this is going to have any headway. That's just my thought. But let's take a listen to the Inter-Parliamentary Union, rather, where Natasha Akpoti presented her case and their response, however.
Before I close the meeting, there was a matter that arose during the first session, which we had this morning. The matter that was raised by our colleague from Nigeria, Senator Natasha, and because all of us heard what she said, and it only serves us better if I put a word in what she has said. So I would like to say we have heard her concerns, and having heard her, it would have been an opportunity for all of us to understand more about what she has said. But because we listened only on her side, as an institution, as IPU, we will be taking the concerns that have been raised, not only taking her side, but also giving a chance to listen to the other side, as it is a custom for IPU. And after having listened to the other side, we will take steps as necessary. So I thought it was necessary for us to say a word about it and then be able to take it further. Excuse me? I'm still getting there. Thank you. So I thought I should let you members before we think because she said something different from what the contributions were. So we have taken care of, we have taken the concerns that she raised, and we will be working on them, of course, having listened to the other side, and we will be able to take steps after that. I also recognize the fact that our Nigerian delegate who is here had requested the floor, Honorable Kafilat, but because of time, she wasn't given a chance to speak. But like I said, we have heard the concerns that have been raised by Senator Natasha, but at the same time, we have taken cognizance of the fact that you would have wished to address us, but time wasn't enough to give you a chance to do that. And that said, IPU will be taking this matter as we usually do when such concerns are raised in meetings like this. So I thought members shouldn't go back home and feel like, yeah, Senator Natasha raised an...
Good afternoon, President of the IPU. Good afternoon, colleagues. I come with a heavy heart from Nigeria, but first I'd like to apologize to Honorable Kafila Ogbara. I am not here to bring shame to our country. I'm here to seek help for the women of Nigeria. Again, my name is Senator Natasha Akpoti Udwa. 5 days ago, on the 6th of March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself, and both of us will submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petition for a fair and transparent investigation. But unfortunately, I was silenced and I was suspended. I was suspended for 6 months amongst many other stringent conditions, such as taking away my security, taking away all the officials, vehicles, and other items that were handed over to me as a senator. My salaries will be cut off. I must not appear anywhere near the National Assembly. And for 6 months, I'm not to introduce myself or present myself as a senator locally in Nigeria or internationally. That means I'm here illegally. But I had no other place to go but to come here and speak to you women. Because this is a bigger picture. This is a bigger picture. It depicts the crisis of women political representation. My suspension is not just about me. It's about the systemic exclusion of women from political leadership in Nigeria. Women make up 3.6% of political offices. And in the Senate, it's just 2.8. We have 109 men, and only 4 of us are women. So right now, it's 108 with only 3 women. This is a clear case of political victimization, punishment for speaking out against impunity, corruption, and gender-based violence. The United Nations Declaration 48-104 declares sexual harassment as a form of gender violence. The Senate's actions are an assault on democracy. I was elected by my constituents to represent them, yet a few powerful men have unilaterally decided to silence their voices by suspending me for 6 months. My call for an open and transparent investigation into harassment allegations have been met with hostility instead of accountability. If a female senator can be treated this way in the full view of the world, imagine what ordinary Nigerian women will go through every day in work.
All right, you just listened to Natasha Akpoti right there, where she was giving her submission on what she actually thinks is going on at the Inter-Parliamentary Union, where she disclosed that she was not given a fair hearing. She doesn't think that the process concerning her case was balanced. She feels silenced, she feels threatened, she feels suppressed. And I told you that the president himself actually extended encomiums to Godswill Akpabio. Let's listen to the president's encomium on the Senate president.
I got your signal, and I got your concern, particularly concerning Rivers State. I've been on it for quite some time. I've moved on it before now. I foresee this crisis very well in terms of Niger Delta. Oboku, the MD of NGDC, is doing a good job. Encourage him. To achieve more. And you mentioned the Senate. I'm proud and very happy that I am with the Senate president. He's a good man. And is competent and deserves the leadership of the most important arms of government. He's your son. We are all proud of him. Yes, of, there's misadventurers around Nigeria and the world of twist of turn of democracy. We'll continue to work on preserving the integrity and the character of our people, of our legislature. I sincerely thank you for bringing up those issues critically. I thank you for being what you are for this country. The heart, the conscience of us is trying to focus on the right path. We must do that and do that diligently. Nigeria is just too big than any one of us. It's too great. And that greatness must come from us. Determination, perseverance, everything that we can do to make it better. I'm saying that we cannot achieve El Dorado in one day, but we are on the path to it. We will be there by the grace of God Almighty.
All right, so the president is telling us that our democracy is being fought for, that we must ensure that we continue to work on it. We will not get El Dorado in one day, but we will get there. But then we're seeing a lot of situation ongoing that is contrary to the constitution that we operate on. If we want to follow rules of engagement, follow the constitution, then the question is this: how would we respect the constitution if it is the bureaucrats, the executives, the law wielders, those who make the laws and implement the laws, that breaks the laws? Now, I want us to take a listen to this analysis on the situation that occurred that has made Natasha go to the Inter-Parliamentary Union, which a couple of Nigerians feel nothing will come out of it. Also, the fact that even the Senate themselves actually went wrong in how they went about the entire ordeal. So an institution that they felt they wanted to protect and bring sanity on, they worsened it. So let's take a listen to this. It will provide us proper context. And now we're not speaking on sentiments. We're looking at both sides. Natasha's case, how she went ahead with it, and the way the Senate handled it. If they indeed resolved it, or had a bit of sanity in resolving it, or they worsened it. And what impression the international community has watching how all this is going down in the country. So let's take a listen to this.
Find ourselves. Senator Natasha Akpoti was accused of a breach of the rules of the Senate. Not that her petition was attended to, found to be unmeritorious. And so as of today, Charles, you and I and all Nigerians are in the dark as to whether or not Senator Natasha Akpoti's allegations was right or wrong. But that is beside the point. Now, Natasha Akpoti was said to have breached the rules of the Senate. Now, the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in dealing with Senator Natasha Akpoti, committed grievous constitutional sacrilege when, first, the Senate President, who is the accused person, presided over the proceeding in which Senator Natasha Akpoti laid her petition. Two, the Senate President was the one that said, is there any impediment for the reception of this petition? And the answer that I heard was saying no. The same Senate President was the one that later on presided over the proceeding in which the petition that was laid was found to be, did not follow the procedure for laying of petition, that it was signed by Senator Natasha Akpoti. It should have been signed by another senator. The same Senator Akpabio, the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, was the one that referred the conduct of Senator Natasha Akpoti to the Ethics and Privileges Committee of the of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The same Senator Godswill Akpabio was the person that appointed the chairman of the Ethics Committee of the House of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. After all said and done, the same Ethics and Privileges of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria brought in the report. Senator Godswill Akpabio was the presiding officer that determined the fate and the viability of the report. He was the one that reeled out and hit the gavel that Senator Natasha Akpoti be suspended for 6 months. Then in the second part of the motion, which I think you had, everybody had, was whether or not in the punishment reeled out by the person who was accused, the person who was the presiding officer, the person who was the judge, and the person to whom the report was sent to, was whether or not Senator Natasha Akpoti was to have, before she resumed her legislative duty, put in a written apology to the... I heard with my ears, and I'm sure Nigerians heard, that the nay was higher than the I, but the Senate President said the ayes have it. Why did I say so? That that procedure was more grievous than the allegation against Senator Natasha Akpoti. Section 36, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution, which is the ground norm of Nigeria, says that in the determination of one's civil rights and obligation, the person shall be entitled to fair hearing within a reasonable time by a court or tribunal constituted in such a manner so as to ensure its impartiality. In other words, Nigeria operates the rule of law, and under the rule of law, there are twin pillars of that law. The principles of nemo jude in cases sua. You can't be a judge in your own cause. The principle that you cannot condemn a person on heart holding utterance party. There is also a principle of law, which was propounded by my Lord, late Justice Philip Nnemeka Agu, that when in the governor, in the governor of Lagos State, by Chief Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, that where parties have turned over their dispute to a court, none of the parties should do anything to undermine the authority of the court. I am aware that in the procedure leading to the sending Senator Natasha Akpoti to the Ethics Committee and in the procedure of the House, that National Assembly took judicial notice of the point that Senator Natasha Akpoti had filed a litigation in court.
Right.
The same National Assembly or the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria refused to acknowledge the order of the Federal High Court stopping the Ethics and Privileges Committee from proceeding with the matter. In other words, for you to see how the institution that's supposed to be the institution that makes law for us desecrated the Nigerian Constitution on primordial partisan interest, they ignore the court order. And the principles of law of considerable antiquity that I know is that no person, however highly placed, including the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, can sit under the comfort of his office and say that an order of court duly issued by a court is without jurisdiction. You can't say so.
Right. Well,
Interesting, right? It is interesting. But the big question is this. The president, while he was with PANDEF and elders in the Niger Delta, used the opportunity to congratulate their effort. And he congratulated the director of the NDDC, said he's doing a good job. Also told them that he's following the events going on in the polity. He also said the Senate president is a good man. he's doing his job well, and that he congratulated them, that is the other senators, for showing their support to him. This is in line with Natasha going to the Inter-Parliamentary Union to explain what she's going through. Now, the Inter-Parliamentary Union has said that they will extend a hand, all right? They will actually have to listen to the side of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Possibly he will send an aide or a representative. Meanwhile, we were told by the Minister, the Women Affairs head, the person in charge of Women Affairs in the Senate, telling us that they will see how they will resolve the situation between Natasha and Godswill Akpabio. I don't know if that is going to take place now that Natasha has decided to go to the Inter-Parliamentary Union. Now, we know that the international news outlets are talking about this. The Senate seems undeterred. They seem resolved in their resolution concerning the fact that Natasha will no longer parade herself as a senator, seizing her salary for 6 months and stripping her of her security details. So you heard the analysis where the man talked about the fact that the Senate themselves contravened the Constitution, broke it to the last. They broke the calabash completely. The calabash, which is supposedly a representation or that illustrates the Constitution. Now, moving on to Lagos State. Ever since the impeachment of Mudashiru Obasa, it's been one dramatic event or the other. This time around, Obasa is really not holding back. Do you know that Obasa has asked for military presence, requesting for deployment of armed security operatives to the Lagos State House of Assembly? The question is why. Now, the thing is this. 2 days ago, Obasa unilaterally changed, all right, the legal counsel of the Lagos State House of Assembly without consulting with other lawmakers. The next thing as well is Obasa suing that he wants Lasbat Miranda, the speaker who replaced him while he was impeached, to not have her name on the record as any member of the Lagos State House of Assembly speaker. According to him, he's basing it on fraud. He said Miranda went and took about 5 billion naira just less than a week or 2 weeks after he was impeached, saying it was a fraudulent activity unless she returns it. Now, that money has been used to purchase SUV vehicles for 2025. The lawmaker said they are not going to return it for the prospect of Obasa, which he said he had budgeted 7 billion naira to buy 2020 SUVs for the lawmakers. It's quite surprising. Now, the court is also not happy with the clerk of the house returning. The court is saying that they should have looked for a way to resolve the imbroglio until an order has been passed, meaning that the clerk returning is not the court's order. The clerk returned to the house without the permission of the court, and that is why the court is saying, what kind of breakdown of law and order is this? Obasa took the lawmakers to court, saying his impeachment process was unconstitutional and was not properly done. There was no court order to either ask him to be reinstated or to see any punitive measures. Nothing. He was reinstated. So the case is still in court and he was brought back. In that case, the back and forth is derailing the Lagos State House of Assembly's process, and right now the president decided to speak with them. So the president decided to invite Obasa and a couple of the lawmakers to Aso Rock, and it was a crucial meeting with members of the Lagos State House of Assembly at the presidential villa. The big question is, why will the president be needed to intervene in matters like this all the time? The first time in Rivers and now in Lagos. Are you telling me with the Governing Advisory Council that they cannot resolve issues in the House? If there is a court order, there is a constitution, why is that process not being done with? If you impeached a speaker and you reinstated him back, which is supposedly did not go through the legal process as you guys went with it the first time, then what are you operating on? So Obasa seems, as he has returned, is on a motion to just do what he needs to do. And because of how the impression, all right, or the display of the attitude in the Lagos State House of Assembly is, and everyone is watching it, the president has decided to invite them and speak with them. So right now, this leadership crisis, which is rocking the assembly, with the impeachment of Obasa by some lawmakers, later reinstated, following the intervention of political stakeholders, specifically the Governing Advisory Council, which we know the president is a grand patron. He's one of the patron of the Governance Advisory Council. Excuse me. Pardon me, please. I had to cough there, so I do apologize. So now, apparently this situation needs to be resolved as soon as possible because Maranda's decision to approve the disbursement of the funds just days after she replaced Obasa as speaker following his brief impeachment in January could seem to be the crux of the matter here. So Maranda, who became the first female speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, approved the purchase of 40 units of the 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser SUVs, one for each lawmaker, and that is what Obasa is fighting. Why did you go to the state treasury or to their account to withdraw 5 billion naira? Why did you sign for that just a few weeks after I was impeached? Why would you do that? So he's asking her to return the money. The governor of Rivers State was locked out. He wanted to represent the 2025 budget. A lot of Nigerians are saying that Governor Fubara is weak. Governor Fubara does not have the spine. Who are these 27 lawmakers that cannot respect the governor for him to represent the budget? Remember, they had given him a 48-hour ultimatum to represent that budget, or otherwise he'll be impeached. So you're having crops of issues emanating, breakdown of law and order, some people sidelining the constitution, and we are hearing the Senate give their own decision based on rules that they also broke. So where do we go from here? My guest this evening to speak briefly on all this before we begin to take your reaction is Mr. Lawal Ekundaya. Mr. Lawal Ekundaya, good evening and thank you for joining me today.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine.
First of all, I want to say again, I've actually said that before. We sincerely do apologize for the signal situation. A lot of you have been complaining. We can see your complaints, so we're so sorry about that. All right, but trust me, you can check iTunes, you can check TuneIn and Radio Garden. All right, and also on YouTube. Way to go! But he said we're working on democracy, and he promises that we'll get to that El Dorado.
No, see, when you are working on something, that means that something is not working. That's why you are working on it, so that it will work. Is that not it? So it shows that it's not working. You can't be driving a vehicle and you are working on it. Is it possible? You can't open an engine. Say you are working on the engine of a vehicle and the vehicle is in motion. You are driving it and you are telling us you are working on it. You are not working on it. No. So it is the president is simply telling us that we don't have democracy.
Okay.
That they are working on Nigeria to have democracy. But now we don't have democracy. That's what they are saying. Because all these things that is showing all over the place. The one of Kano, you didn't mention the one, the tussle in Kano.
That's
you didn't
true.
talk about the fight between two emirs.
Yes.
You get it? That they were fingering
These are all the
presidency.
issues within this
You
administration.
didn't talk about the Sokoto issue. You see, now, we still have the case of the Fulani,
The security
Yes,
situation.
the herdsmen and the
Yes.
banditry.
We spoke about that
we still have so
yesterday.
many. You get, so it shows that we don't have democracy, because if you have democracy, they will respect the rule of law. This Senate that they are talking all over the place, they derive their power from the Constitution. Is that not it?
Yes.
They derive their power from the Constitution. That means the Constitution is superior to all of us. When it doesn't favor them, they won't talk about it. You get it? When it favors them, they will talk about it. Now, the presidency wading into all these crises here. The question is, why is he doing that? It's not his call. I keep saying this.
Okay.
It's not his call. It shows that
It shows that one.
it's not busy.
Who is not busy?
The presidency is not busy
You
about
think
the issue
so?
of
Are you
Nigeria.
sure it was not people that called his attention to this? Because I wondered exactly. Remember the first time in Rivers, the president came and interceded.
Why?
Supposedly,
This thing just started.
He's not supposed to. Now in Lagos State too, the same thing occurred, and it seems like the GAC could not resolve it. Obviously, the governor cannot come into it,
excuse
so
me.
he had to come into it.
Who told you? Who do you want it? Who do you want to resolve it?
They have it. I don't know.
Okay, you said you don't know.
Wait. Barrister Ezeluche said, where in the Constitution do you have the Governance Advisory
That's what
Council?
I'm saying. Now, who do you want to wade into the question is, these same people,
Okay.
you get it, elected you. That's Obasa. These same people said they don't want you. So if you have issue with them, where do you go? Is it the presidency or you go to court?
Go to court.
Simple. So why do you go to the presidency? Why is the president wading into it when the court is already there? He has already filed a case in
Yes.
court. So why is the president interfering?
Oh, well, the president knows that Lagos is his state.
No.
If there seems to be breakdown of law and order,
that
he
means
cannot allow that to continue.
There
It
is
will
no
degenerate.
breakdown of law and order. What is going on
We
is...
saw army personnel, DSS, surround the Lagos State House of Assembly.
excuse me.
There was a standoff over what? We do not know.
Wait.
Obasa thronged the State House of Assembly with police personnel, and while the lawmakers were
Esther.
not in the house, they took recess.
Esther.
And then they arrested a couple of persons the first time Obasa was impeached. Obasa said that security personnel surrounded his home. So you're having a lot of back and forth. Miranda told us that they requested for more security presence at the Lagos State House of Assembly because they had heard. This was before Mudashiro Obasa came back to the House of Assembly. She said that they requested for more security personnel. That was when we saw DSS at the Lagos State House of Assembly. Somebody was shouting, Instablog, go to Instablog, because they didn't know who else to call. You have the police and you have the DSS surrounding the Lagos State House of Assembly. So where do you place that?
Wait, who is the chief security officer of the state?
So, Governor Sanwo-Olu.
So who has the power to order the commissioner of police?
Governor Sanwo-Olu.
So if something like that is happening, who is responsible?
What if it seems like they could not, he wasn't respected or regarded
No,
to intervene in the matter?
See, listen to me very well. There's nothing wrong with what is going on in Lagos State National Assembly.
Okay.
There's
You're
nothing.
saying it's normal?
Normal.
It's normal.
It's normal
The
now.
rift that took place, two people calling security agencies
See,
back and
listen
forth.
to me.
Okay.
Normally, when everything is normal, everything is fine, they are smiling
Yes.
at themselves. You always find security, every security in the National Assembly. Is that not true?
Yes.
Good. Now, you are saying there is crisis. The security operatives in that House of Assembly are supposed to be there. We should ask them questions. Because if you want to enter that place, they will scrutinize you. Is that not it? You go through... So how come you have people in there that are causing problems? How did they enter? Are you not asking all these questions? Because there are securities there. It's not my house that I won't have security. Anybody can call me. If I need security now, if I'm facing challenge, I will have to call, you get the DPO.
Yes.
Securities are always in the assembly. Are you getting? So how did those people who want to call, how did they get inside? We should ask the chief security officer of the National Assembly. Have you bothered to ask that? You are telling us there's no crisis. It's a normal thing. You are impeached. These same people, they elected you.
Yes.
These same people, they impeached you. If you are not okay with you have done the right thing you need to do, which is you go to court. And the matter is in court. So why is the president wading into it? You could have allowed the matter to finish. The guy said he was removed illegally.
Okay.
And it's in court. Then let the court decide whether it was illegal or legal. And then, now, they elected another person. That is Miranda.
Yes.
Obasa has forgotten that Miranda actually resigned. Okay. She was not removed. Do you notice that?
Yes, she resigned. I think Obasa said so.
Listen, to let you know that within that short time, she was the speaker.
Okay.
That is the meaning of resignation now. That means she was duly elected as a speaker. That was why she resigned. If not, she would have been removed. She wasn't removed. She wasn't declared illegal. She resigned to let you know at that time, that short time, she was a legitimate speaker. So anything she does or she did within that time was normal. The only thing is that you can, take her up against corruption or whatever. That's the only thing you can do against her. Now, what she signed is what was on her table.
Okay.
So when she took over office, that thing became her responsibility. Obasa has already prepared it, and she looked at it and she signed it off. That means what you prepared, you get it, was not right. That's why you are complaining against her. Because you prepared it that you want to buy vehicles for the lawmakers. Is that not it?
Yes.
And she upholded what you prepared, and you are complaining. What is the meaning of that? It doesn't make sense. Now, all these crises are occurring because we have neglected the constitution. He was already in. I remember when Lajoda was impeached. In Oyo State, Lajoda was impeached. There was no crisis. His deputy took over. That was Akala. The man went to court. Was that not it? And he was in court until the court said no, he was illegally removed, and he was reinstated. And Akala had to vacate the seat. Is that not it?
Exactly.
And he came on, but was there any crisis? So it's a normal thing. It's not the call of the president to get involved. The same thing with what is happening in Rivers State. We all saw the evidences all over the place, all over the world. People in the world can pick their phone, go and see the evidence that these lawmakers actually defected. And the constitution says when they are defected, they lose their seats.
Exactly.
Then why are we playing around? Why are we playing around? Why are we deceiving Nigerians? Why is people who made leaders deceiving us? This thing has happened many times, and they have followed the due process of doing another election. Is that not it?
Yes.
And so why is this one different? What exactly is going on? Why did INEC refuse to carry out its constitutional duty of what? Doing the election and putting the new people there. It's supposed to be the 27 lawmakers are supposed to go to court and say INEC should maintain, the court should tell INEC to maintain status quo pending when judgment. Not the governor taking them to court. Then we should ask question, what is preventing INEC from conducting or election since?
INEC said they were waiting for a judgment, court order. They were waiting for a court order because there were conflicting court orders in the state.
See,
that was what INEC was claiming.
INEC is not being sincere.
Okay.
You know why? Because before they went to court, it was months. These people defected. Before they went to court, it was months. INEC didn't do anything. What is the job of INEC? What's their job? Is it not to conduct election? So if somebody died there, you'll be waiting somebody to go to court. Somebody will go to court and say that no, it cannot. Can that happen? So the INEC will be saying that I'm waiting for court judgment, court ruling concerning the person that has died, whether we should go ahead and do election or not. Are you telling me that? No, I'm asking question. So you tell me that once, let me say a rep died now, INEC will be waiting until they go to court, and the court will now tell INEC since the person is dead, you can go ahead, or maybe okay, we are waiting for 2027 election. So INEC will now sit down and be waiting until the court says INEC you can proceed with 2027 election. Is that what is in INEC constitution? Is it written there that INEC should wait for court for them to take their action? Is it the court that will restrict, that will tell INEC to wait?
Okay.
It's not INEC that will be waiting for the court. It's the court that will tell INEC that wait until we have a case, a petition against, it's some on this. So just wait until we're able to resolve it.
Well, I'm just telling you that was the excuse, INEC. There's a lot of Nigerians were asking INEC, I'm coming, they were saying, INEC, why can't you conduct elections exactly for the seats, the defected lawmakers? And they said that they were waiting for the court to give their adjudication on the case, because if you recall, there were conflicting court orders. A court order would say, oh, they are not recognized 27 lawmakers. Others would say they have defected. Okay, fine, they are recognized. So the conflicting court orders was what INEC was talking about, that until the case is resolved in the court, and then they know what exactly is the situation, which is if the court validates that the lawmakers actually defected or they did not defect, then they will now know what to do afterwards. But for a former deputy national, that is a former deputy national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Bode George, he warned President Tinubu not to allow a reenactment of the events that led to the collapse of the First and Second Republic with some of the actions of his government. George is stating that the country has become an embarrassment in the Committee of Nations due to some of the president's actions which defies logic. He warned the president not to allow despotic and unpatriotic elements to destroy the present democratic process. That's basically what he's saying, that the current political situation in the country portends a looming darkness. This was an open letter that he wrote to the president. He said, in Nigeria, the law is being turned upside down, and this is dangerous to our democracy. Why are people so desperate? What exactly is the issue? Can't we do something with decorum? That's what he's saying. Now, the president, in the same breath, is saying that the Senate president is a good man. He's doing okay. He congratulated the efforts of the other senators in collaborating and working with him. will that actually laying out that there were some issues, some things that were not done properly from both sides? That is one. The chaos in Lagos State, which is a breach of the constitution. The situation in Rivers State, the same thing. Other occurrences, the End Bad Governance protest, persons who were slammed for 5 million naira and they said that they committed treasonable felony. We saw children who were presented in the court. We saw children, although later we began to see adults, but we saw children who were presented in the courts because they were flying up the Russian flag. And then instead, or the security operatives to investigate who were the individuals that told these children to fly the Russian flag. Obviously, you know those children were not in consciousness of what they were doing. These are several instances within this administration. You slam 5 million naira on them, you make any statement criticizing the government, you are imprisoned. The DSS reawakens its intelligence gathering. They use their technique that they should have used in finding out those who are kidnapping, where bandits are hiding or terrorists or whatnot. They use that technique to come to your house in the middle of the night and whisk you away to an unknown location because you criticize the government. Then the Inspector General of Police wakes up and then you know that the police actually works. They trail you to where your doorstep is and whisk you away because you made criticism or derogatory statements against the government in power. So the question is, the International Committee is looking at the country and wondering, are we operating a democracy or a facade of a democracy when we have things like this? Do you say rules apply here when it benefits some people, but the rules does not apply here when it doesn't benefit some people? I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. So the president speaking with the PANDEF members in the Niger Delta and saying that he foresaw what was happening in Rivers State without cautioning the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory for his interference and causing political turmoil, not regarding the constituents, the people of Rivers. This is a disenfranchisement of their allocation, of their revenue, of their means to livelihood. How do you see all of this?
See, that's why I said we don't, because democracy is about the rule of law. Everybody is equal. Is that not it? But here is not. So if it is not, then why do we call it democracy? Look at what is happening all over the place now. This is a breach. This is a disobedience of law and a breach of constitution. Whatever, they don't obey it. That's what is going on now. That's what is going on. Now look at it. The Wike is in Federal Capital Territory. Causing problem in Rivers and making broadcasts. He's not even doing it in hidden. He's not even using some stooges. He's openly doing it and causing problem, you know. And the president is calling Fubara and the 27 lawmakers that are not even, they are no longer lawmakers, and trying to resolve what? This is not Fubara's case now. This is a case of 27 local defected lawmakers versus the people of Rivers State. It's not about the governor. It's about the people of Rivers State. Because the constitution of Rivers State, the government of Rivers State, is for the people. So these people sent them on one platform to represent them. They did on their own and left the platform. And now the president is calling them. What about the people of Rivers State? What are they saying? Nobody is talking about what these people are saying now. Nobody cares about the people of Rivers State. Nobody cares. Now the allocation, the court ruled that the allocation should be to the state, should be blocked. That means if this thing continues for the next 4 years, the people of Rivers State will not be paid. They will not receive their salaries for the next 4 years. What's the meaning of that? And it is glaring to the whole world that the 27 local government, these reps defected, and the Supreme Court is saying he has no evidence. I don't know. Maybe they live in or not. Maybe they live on Mars, or maybe they live in a planet Jupiter, or maybe they live on the moon. That they don't know what is good. I can pick my phone now, and the whole evidence will be here. They don't even say, okay, we have this. So let them come and say their own side of the story. They are saying they don't see any evidence. There's no evidence. I mean, what is going on? Now, I keep saying something. What I keep saying is that, because I'm in the education field. Okay. All these things you are doing, you get it? You are miseducating the young ones. They will take over. They will come up. You get it? Okay. They may be under you now. You can spank them and go and sit down, carry your book, whatever. It will get to a level in which they will get their freedom. They will remember the way you run it. and that is the way they will run it too. That is what is going on. Like, I mentioned the student union.
Yes.
We are at the student union now.
I know. They're inactive.
They're inactive.
They're no longer as active as they used to be. They used to be afraid of the student union, but now I don't
Do
think
you know
we have a
that
student
you've forgotten
union.
that this same union, the reason why they call them president is because they operate like Nigeria. You get it? They have their own elected president. They have their own parliament.
Yes.
So they operate like Nigeria. See that their system is not different from what exactly is going on in the bigger picture, in the big Nigerian politics.
It's like a replica of how the Nigerian
Exactly
government
what is
works.
going on. You see, anything they throw at the students now, they don't. As long as it doesn't affect them, they just let it go. You notice?
Unlike before,
Yes.
where they strongly come out and oppose whatever it is the government makes that is not in consonance with the people.
With the story, you see them coming up. Now they don't sit quiet. Let it go. Because
Mr. Lawal Kunde, I remember yesterday we were talking about insecurity and the fact that what the Senate decided to focus on when they were not focusing on key
pornography.
issues. Exactly, they passed the law to ban websites.
in a haste, quickly.
Exactly. Meanwhile, we had insecurity. I told you about some reforms on bills that are still pending. The bill for whereby those who actually operate cattle and rearing business that they should be constrained within their state of origin. We also talked about the tax reform bill and a couple of other bills that are significant that has not been passed. Well, like I said, sometimes when we speak on this program, you don't know who is listening. So barring any last minute change of plan, the Senate will once again meet with security chiefs next week in Abuja to address the escalating insecurity in parts of the country. The security chiefs expected to engage with the Red Chamber include the Chief of Defense Staff, General Chris Musa, that's Christopher Musa, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, the Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, and the Chief of Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Hassan Abubakar. So others are the Inspector General of Police, Kaide Egbetokum, the Director General of the Department of State Services, Adiola Ajayi, and the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Mohammed. The President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, made the announcement today. So the motion was sponsored by Senator Titus Zam, who represents Benue Northwest Senatorial District. You recall that there was a recent protest in Benue about the youths. They went to the state government secretariat with the bodies of 2 guardsmen who were killed by Fulani headsmen. In Enugu State, you saw the women protesting. There was a blockade. They complained about Fulani terrorists actually taking over their farmlands and killing their young ones. In Ondo State, I'm sure you heard yesterday, more than 20 persons were killed in different communities in Ondo State, and it's been happening in other states as well. Well, do we think that by next week we'll get a resolution or a proper comprehensive report on what the heads of the security agencies are doing about it? Or do we think we're going to hear them say that the situation is so sensitive they should discuss it in a closed door session?
see, I'm not going to. Let me just say I'm not against calling all these people.
Okay.
But somebody appointed them now, and they answer to one person.
Okay.
So why are they not calling that person to come and tell us what is his plan? Because these people, they answer to some certain people. Who is the president? So why is the president not being called to come and tell us what is his plan? Why are we calling all these people? Because they answer to the president. The president can fire them in the next tomorrow. He can tell them he doesn't want them again. Is that not true?
Okay.
So why are we not calling the president to tell us his plan? That is what we should be doing. That is why I keep agitating for the parliamentary system of government.
Okay.
If you look at where this thing is operated in any country, you see the way the prime minister, faces the parliament.
We watch them.
And it's being bombarded.
To see the debates.
He will carry book like this. You see, he will carry a big book, and they'll be asking him. He will be coming in to defend himself with his ministers as a backup. He will always come with all his ministers, and you see the way they will bombard him from all oppositions, both sides. We bombarding him. You get it? He doesn't sit down. You come and answer a question. This allegation, answer it. That allegation, answer it. This and that, answer it. He's always on his toes. And if he doesn't do well, the next thing they are already voting him out, and another person is already taking over the office without wasting money. That system was okay for us, but they changed it. Now look at what we're having. Now you are calling service chiefs that were appointed by the president, and you are not calling the oga. You are calling the people you appointed.
Wait. So you're not calling their Oga. Which Oga do you want them to call?
That's the president now.
Is it the president that? So if you're calling the president, what about those who are the heads? I mean, at least let those ones respond.
They answer to somebody. No matter what they tell them there, they answer to somebody. Even if they have plans.
Most times that the president invites these people, we don't get to hear what they talk about. Aside from the one that they discussed yesterday, we don't get to see that publicity, that video coverage of the entire process. They will tell you for security reasons and for security concerns. But like I was saying the other time, that we have the DSS who can track your location. If you post something on social media right now, they have their tech team that can use whatever means they use. They track the location that person who was permitting their video is coming from, and they will locate you. We've seen that happen on several occasions. If they have such a strategic digital gadgets, if they have such equipment and they have such personnel with such brains, why are we not seeing them do so with terrorists? Because I don't want to call them Fulani headsmen. Headsmen is a lucrative business. But if you have terrorists, they make phone calls, especially with persons whom they ask to send money. The monies that the victims' families, the victims' families sends to them, they cannot trace it. In some instances, the victims' families need to finance the security operatives in their investigation to help them track where these criminals are hiding. And in some instances, it's like they get tip-off. So if they have all these amenities and physical attributes to conduct such a thing, why are we not seeing that take place in eradicating terrorists or nipping the bud the displacement of these individuals on certain communities?
We need to ask the presidency. That's it now, because he controls everything. You get it? Okay. So he is the one that needs to tell us exactly what is going on.
Okay.
That's it now. That's why I keep saying that, because the president controls everything.
Okay.
Practically almost everything is in the control of the president. So then, if anything happens, it is still that same place that we need to go to.
Okay.
Because that is where everything, the bulk of everything ends.
All right.
Now, I want to say something. That is why some people are agitating for state police. Because when you have state police, it will be difficult for you to blame the president. You get what I'm saying? If you have your own police, then you are totally responsible.
Okay.
Your House of Assembly will call you. You are closer to your people. They fight you because they see that you are not doing well. Now, it's easy for the governor to what? To transfer the blame to the presidency. And that's what is going on. So if you call the government, I will tell you I don't control the police. It will tell you I don't control the army. It will tell you I don't control anything. Yet it's collecting security votes. This security vote is enough to run a normal police in a state.
All right.
Now, it's not only state police. We still have the local government county that's supposed to come in too. Now, when we have all this thing broken down, it will be very easy to manage security. You know why? Because if in local government, it's easy if they make a call in the next 3 minutes. In fact, it's easy for the police, the county, the sheriff of a local government to parade that local government like 10 times in a day.
All right.
You know why? Because he has everything.
All right, Mr.
And it's not far away.
We need to take some reactions right now. It's quite unfortunate, though, how the international community perceives quite a lot of events taking place here, specifically for the fact that we're emulating the pattern of European counterparts. I mean, based on the fact that it's their kind of democracy that we imbibed. Unfortunately, it's not the same thing. I remember Amnesty International writing a report that the administration of the president has failed to uphold human rights. They've talked about the chaining, the stifling of human rights. When you want to go on a protest, they stifle you, and that it has launched a human right agenda for the government to follow during this period. They say that suspected perpetrators of past violations need to be brought to justice. A situation where these individuals are not brought to justice means that you are upholding their inadequacies and the fact that they committed a malfeasance in the execution of distorting the rights of individuals, of Nigerians, of people, possibly because of their political influence or their hierarchy or status quo that alienates them from going through with the judicial system. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm sincerely apologizing if terrestrially you're getting a weak signal. I would implore you to come on our social media apps, or rather applications where you can join the show live, streaming live. We are on we're on YouTube at the moment, on iTunes, on TuneIn, as well as on Radio Garden. On YouTube is at VOP 903 FM. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Evening Rush. How are you? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. How are you? What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Oh.
Turn down the volume so that you can hear me. What's your name?
Yes, Machuku.
Hello? If you don't turn down, you can't hear anything. So please call us back. You need to turn down the volume of your radio, okay? So I can hear you and you can hear me. 080-3692-9933. And the WhatsApp number is 080-817-1756-338. All right? Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Austin Ike.
Austin Ike, where's the location, please?
Okay, I'm calling from Ajawest.
All right, Austin Ike, please go ahead.
Okay, I want to just say something. I just to contribute a small something.
Okay.
See, our leaders, I don't know if they don't know there is a constitution. Tinubu is not constitution of this our country. Tinubu is a leader. He's just a coach. He's not the referee. The constitution is the referee when it comes to football. If anything happens, we allow the constitution to decide. People are running to Asurok to go and sign something. After signing it, withdrawing it, is not withdrawing. Now, Tinubu have said, okay, you should obey the court. And he leave the court, run to Asurok to go and sign, to go and do this and do that. That is another side. Now, the Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly, he was impeached and he went to court. And court did not tell him to go back to that seat. And he went back to that place. And the people are applying to Abuja to go and sign another something. If tomorrow another thing happens, we will start sympathizing with that person. Fubara, he don't know how to use the law, and another person helping me and use the law. So let him go and face his trouble. The Speaker of Lagos State, his own turn is coming. Since they don't know there is a constitution, they have made the president a constitution. If anything happens, nobody should pity them. It's what they cause for themselves. If anything happens to you as a leader, because the same constitution that make Tinubu president is the same constitution that make you governor. Going to him is like just to don't fool yourself. Go to court if you have issue, not to Tinubu. Tinubu is not constitution and it's not court. Thank you and God bless us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your call. All right. We sincerely do appreciate. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Oh, that's a drop call. I think I have a call yet. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther Machuku.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Evening Rush.
How are you?
We're fine. What's your name, please?
Yeah, this is Ronaldo calling from Spain.
Okay. Ronaldo, please go ahead.
Okay. I greet my brother once again, Mr. Lawal Egundayo.
Good evening, sir.
May God bless you, my brother.
Amen.
You always hit the point, hit the nail on the head without fear.
Yes.
May God guide you and protect you.
Amen. And you too, sir.
Esther Machuku.
Sir?
I will just say this thing because of listening to the person that spoke through the phone call before. You know, I remember because of what Nigeria have turned to, I just decided not for 1 week now not to stay even listening to this thing. You see, the day of Natasha issue, you know, Nigeria, they said some people just use sacrifice, while some people said eye service. The nay was even much. But when Akpabio asked, they will repeat again. They just said
Hello?
that is eye service.
Okay.
That this time. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. You skipped a beat. You skipped a beat there. Continue.
Okay. I said the day of Natasha, nay was much. But because of when Akpabio said repeat again, they just said silence. That should be just because of just let me say circumstance or this eye service. But God will God will guide that girl. God will just see the get through. Akpabio will just
All right, Zaranadi, you seem to be having a network situation, all right? So maybe you can send a message on the WhatsApp, okay? So we can hear your remaining, we can read out your remaining thoughts. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Good evening, how are you?
Good evening. Yes, fine. Good evening, the guest in the studio.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Ike. I'm calling from Apapa.
All right.
Yes. You see, talking about River State, you see, it's very, very difficult to deal with somebody that is quiet like Fubara.
Okay.
The people who are saying that Fubara is weak. Fubara is not weak. Fubara is only worried of what will be the outcome of the fight between him and Wike. Because a lot of things will go wrong. So, and he's trying to protect that because he's a human being, he has conscience. He's not like the other side. And I'm very, very sure that if they go ahead, because for me, let me be sincere, you go and write it down. Fubara, as far as I'm concerned, Fubara is gone. They will impeach him. But the outcome will be very, very
It'll be bad.
terrible.
Because even Yeson Wike said that there is nothing criminal if Fubara is impeached. That's what he said.
Yeah, him, where there's a say that if the death that the sickness that will kill a dog will never let the dog to smell something bad, smell what the dog likes. Like the favorite meat of like dog is his favorite meat. The sickness that will kill it will never allow it to smell that favorite meat. So that is what is happening to Wike. Wike don't understand that this fight is not about even the Niger Delta people. You're talking about the whole people in River State. It is going to be very, very terrible, and that is what is making Fubara to look so like as if he is weak, because Fubara self will not even have the strength to control what will happen there.
All right. Okay.
So
Thank you.
So let them learn their lesson. They are getting to the edge.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. We sincerely do appreciate you calling. All right. 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you very much. My name is Lema. I'm calling from Ketu.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Please, I think all this issue, all those unrest that we're having in this country, I just try to know what our Mr. President wants again after he become president. Because all those things, if you try, if we have two emirs in Kano, one for federal, the other one for state. If you trace the root of this, you see from Ganduje having president backup, Rivers State, Yeson Wike having president backup, Lagos State, Obasa having president backup, Osun State, Oyetola having president backup. After president, what the Mr. President want to become again? So do you want to become God? You cannot become God. So there's no peace in this country. All in the name of I want to become, in fact, I want to go for 2027. If you have already voted as a president, if you do well, no, you don't need all this thing. People will vote you for the second time. But all these shenanigans, all those country did not have rest since you become this president. In fact, God will help us.
Amen. Thank you very much. All right. 0036929933. I'll only be able to take a few messages, okay? Because of the situation, we backdated. We have live interviews that we need to conduct. All right. So it's important that we take them. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello. Good evening, sir. What's your name? Hello. I can hear you, sir. What's your name?
I'm Mr. Wachuku from Ikotu.
All right, sir. Go ahead, please.
First time caller.
Wow. Welcome to the program. Thank you so much for calling. Please go ahead.
Okay. I just want to contribute to this the president's intervention.
All right.
But I don't know why Nigerians can just make a law and cannot obey the rule of law. Maybe the rule of the law should be obeyed from the top to the bottom.
Yes.
But when the rule of law is being disregarded from the top, and you expect those at the bottom to obey the law, why can't he not obey the law? First, to show as an example to the way this our government runs, it gives a lot of concern. I don't know why they don't want to move Nigeria forward. It's a pity that we are in.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Let me take a few messages. The Supreme Court's interpretation of defection has a lot to be desired, and the consequential order that follows. In a normal country, this may spark law and order. There can never be peace without justice. It's time we stop this stomach infrastructure. I disagree with Barrister. If you block the excessive money going to individuals, there may be sensibility in the country. All right. Okay, I think you're referring to the world news at 6, right? With Barrister Friday and Zako. Okay. Good evening, VOP. Reception is very bad. All right, sorry. I already told you earlier that we're working on it, okay? We sincerely do apologize. To be honest, we sincerely do apologize for that. If Governor Sim Fubara truly prioritizes his own interest and the well-being of Rivers State, he should fully implement the Supreme Court's decisions as promised and advised by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, given the current circumstances. Fubara has no choice but to collaborate with the Amawale-led assembly. Unfortunately, he has been misled by self-serving lawyers. I don't want to call this name. This is my advice to him. Abidin from Bagada. Well done, Abidin. Abidin, I don't want to call the name you wrote there. Wilfred from Surulere, we sincerely do apologize, okay? Sincerely. All of you, we are seeing your complaints. We sincerely do apologize, all right? We sincerely do apologize. I'm seeing your complaint, so sorry. Good evening, Esther. I supported Natasha, but I think it's too early to take this matter out of Nigeria. That cry during her speech and trying to involve every Nigerian woman by saying how little women are in the house, what Nigerian women are going through, makes the matter look as if she's emotionally blackmailing the issue. Ralph from Satellite Town. Okay. Hi, Esther. All right, I already told you we're working on it. Good evening, dear Esther. Unfortunately, what I'm hearing from the president is only politics, nothing on ground to justify all he says. Well done, Esther, the number one MJ. Okay, which one is MJ? Please. All right, Emperor, trust me, I'm so sorry. All right, we're working on it. Trust me, we're working on it. Good evening. We laughed till hysteria over here on hearing President Tinubu's admonitions to the warring parties at Rivers State over the governor and the lawmakers to obey the court orders because he has sat on the court judgment to release Nnamdi Kanu for over 22 months. He has been president. In fact, his immediate predecessor, former President Buhari, slept over several court orders, particularly this same court order to release Nnamdi Kanu. So how and when did he start to advocate for rule of law? We just don't know why this crop of leaders chose to peace than to peace out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I see all your complaints. Trust me, we're working on it. All right, we're working on it. Okay, so based on that, we need to wrap up the evening rush. I sincerely do apologize for a lot of you who have been calling and sending messages. Trust me, we sincerely do apologize. Tomorrow we're going to be having a full loaded house. All right, we're going to have a full loaded house, but we need to end this segment of the evening rush. All right. Okay, we need to end this segment of the evening rush because we have a couple of live interviews to conduct. So in case you're calling to talk on the issues, we sincerely do apologize, okay? Good evening, sir. You can come sit down. Let's commence your live interview right about now. Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, you can still stay with us. We sincerely do apologize. We backdated because of the technical issues. So we need to ensure that our clients have the best when it comes to the services we prefer. Yes. Good evening, sir, and welcome to VOP 903 FM. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much. Can you kindly introduce yourself and tell us precisely what is the modus operandi, the system of interest, and the benefits for your parents today?
Okay, my name is Mr. Akpabio Raymond Chooks. I bring you greetings from Freemex Global Afrimex Gold Limited.
Okay.
Afrimex is a gold mining company that started in Mexico 2019, November to be precise, and they're purely into mining of gold, and they currently moved to West Africa, Ghana to be precise, where they're doing their business. So now all the legal documents obtained from federal government of Ghana, which you can Google right there or go to Ghana Corporate Affairs Commission, you get all the vital information you need. So the purpose of coming here, we are holding a seminar tomorrow. We want to invite people to the seminar and teach them how they can be here in Nigeria and be part of the business. You know, here now we have smartphones.
Sorry,
and
can you go back? You want to invite them in Nigeria to be part of the business?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now, why we want to do that or how we can do that, you know, before now, like if you want to buy shares from company, you have to go there, get all the necessary, they'll give you documents, sign one thing or the other.
Yes.
But now with, thank God for the technology we have right now, you know, a lot of us, we are using smartphone.
Yes.
But some people don't understand the purpose of that smartphone. And a lot of people, their phone is getting smarter than them.
Okay.
So right now in Nigeria, you see, every day of your life you spend money. The moment you wake up, you continue spending.
Exactly.
And why will you wait until the end of the month before you earn?
Especially salary
earners. So take advantage of the internet, and with your smartphone, we can guide you how you can, from here in Nigeria, be part of the business.
Okay.
And your return of investment will be paid right into your account every Friday.
Wow, that easy?
That easy. You don't
every week?
Every week.
Oh my God, I really want to be part of this.
And it's a one-time investment. It's not something you invest now. They tell you your investment, maybe after 1 year or 2 months or something like that, say that your investment has expired, come and reinvest. No. It's a one-time. Once you invest, you have invested for life, and you continue earning except you decide to put out your capital.
And you don't want to spill the beans.
You know, I was here last week, and thank God a lot of people, they got interested, and the seminar was massive. And we are here again because we want to empower the masses. That people are going through a lot of things. That people that have some money and the money is sitting idle, they don't know what to use it to do. And now we have the opportunity. You come from here, and Afrimex is not now. Afrimex is a good company in Ghana.
Okay.
Federal government of Ghana will recognize them.
Okay.
All the legal documents obtained.
All right.
Federal government of Ghana give them their mining site.
Wow.
And they move to Dubai. They mine their gold in Ghana, process in Ghana, export it to Dubai. And all the local document they obtain it from the government of United Arab Emirates. And that is where their outlet is. They sell their gold in Dubai.
Okay.
So whatever you're doing right there with your smartphone, you're listening to me, just pick it and Google Afrimex Gold Limited. Wow. You get all the information you need. You can put a call across to Ghana Commission Affairs and you get all the information you need. So why not take advantage of this and turn around your financial status? So we are running a seminar tomorrow at Ikoti here in Lagos by 10 o'clock.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. in the morning.
All right.
So all you need to do, send us WhatsApp message. We don't want a SMS. Because we want to make sure, we want to make sure you have access to the internet.
Okay.
So WhatsApp us, just send VIP to 070-177-07035. I repeat the number again.
Okay.
070-177-07035. Once you receive your WhatsApp message, we're going to reserve your seat and send you the right address of the place.
Okay.
Why we don't want to publicize the address, because it's a first conference. We don't want the place to be clouded by people.
Yes.
So we need
and
limited number. At least one will have up to 100 people who close the curtain.
Yes.
So take advantage of this. Be the first to
Please call
secure
that number again. I want to be part of this.
Of course, I will drop the information so you'll be part of it. I will be glad to see you tomorrow.
Oh yes.
People like you, I'll be there. People are investing. People love what they're doing. People that were there last week.
I'll be there.
People that were there last week, they're so glad they invested. So, and there is a one-time, with one opportunity that once you take advantage of, you turn around your financial destiny. For instance, look at something like the oil companies we have in Nigeria.
Yes.
You know, once times they advertise their shares,
yes.
People go there, buy shares, and you wait for the end of the year for them to do their share of profit, and you get your dividend. But how about a situation you are being paid every Friday and not once in a year?
Yeah. That's so fantastic.
Every Friday, you invest tomorrow, the next Friday, within 7 days, you begin to see it right in your account. And you don't need to do anything. It's just for you to go there, click withdraw, the money comes to you. And it's there every Friday. All you need to do, just WhatsApp us VIP to 0701770 I repeat the number again. 0701770
All right. Thank you so much. That's so impressive.
Yeah.
And amazing too.
Yeah.
Financially intuitive. This is a
Yes.
time for us to actually divest and not just go for the norm that we always get used to.
You know, people. A lot of people call me and say that I mean you have this wonderful opportunity of not been. I say I've been out there. I've been going to radios advertising it, but there's a lot of people are not listening, and some people, because of the experiences they had in the past, they feel how can this is too good to be true. No, you don't just say this is so good to be true. Dangote, we know every day move around there, invest. It takes risk, and this is not even a risk, because all the information I've dished out here on radio, they're all verifiable. You can pick up your phone, Google it, Afrimex Gold Limited. You get first class information of all you need to get, and you before you know it, you find yourself enjoying your finances. Once again, I will call the number, just VIP to 070177035.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. We sincerely appreciate you coming in here.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Lawal Ekundaya, will you be part of this engagement? Because I think it's a very beautiful opportunity for anyone who actually wants to divest and have any form of source of income that is different from having to wait for the end of the month. I, for one, will embrace that. I mean, having to get your income at the end of the week, every Friday. Like good say. All right. Thank you very much, sir. We sincerely do appreciate. We're actually having Kudos Homes coming soon, and another. Do we have other people? They've not arrived yet. Can they come in, please, so that we can be done with all at once? Is it possible, or they're not ready? Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lawal Ekundaya, you know, we're talking before we had, I guess, coming with this very scintillating, tantalizing divestment. It's juicy. It's juicy. It's not like we all love money, but this one is good. You know, our current economic condition, right, is tiresome, and so any opportunity that we can get to make money and invest and see something profitable in whatever it is that we're doing, we will embrace it. So, based on what was discussed, please, you can sit down. You can actually come in and sit down. So based on what was discussed, what would be your number one recommendation? I told you that when we talk on this program, people listen. You told me that you studied agriculture, you teach agriculture. So in that angle, in what way, one thing do you think you can tell us that they invest in, that people should invest in to make income from it, in the several aspects of agriculture that we know, aside from planting, animal husbandry and all whatnot, fishery? What other angle do you think can be economically viable, especially for those who have there's an amount of money that they want to invest in?
So many, everything. You can even involve in a distribution of agricultural produce.
Okay, all right.
It's also lucrative. You can get involved in processing. You're not necessarily going to agriculture direct.
Okay.
And you can even go. Fishery is a big business.
A big business. I know a lot of people into it now.
Even,
all right.
Even if it is all this this bush meat that are being reared now, you get. They are also lucrative.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lau. This is the opportunity for investment and business engagement. Kudos Homes, welcome. Thank you for coming in today. I'm sure you're surprised we're taking you earlier than usual, right?
Quite surprised.
But I think this is good. Let's go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Once again, my name is Victor from Kudos Homes Limited. And the reason why I'm here is to talk to you about a tangible investment that you can have that can stand the test of time. And when you talk about such investment, we are talking about investing in landed property, because the only property on earth that can, as in the only investment on earth that cannot go away is earth itself. So now let me quickly tell you about let me tell you people about the various locations we have in Lagos State and other parts of Nigeria. So in Lagos, we have in Agbowa Ikorodu, where we have our estate that is known as Kudo City. Kudo City is located at Agbowa Ikorodu and is going for just 1.5 million naira per plot. So with just 1.5 million naira, you will get a plot of land in Kudo City, Agbowa Ikorodu, and the measurement of the plot is 500 square meters. And also in Omuketu Ekpe, where we have the Kudos Heritage, the phase 1, which is currently going for just 3.5 million naira per plot. So with just 3.5 million naira per plot, you are going to get the Kudos Heritage. You get one plot of Kudos Heritage in Omuketu Ekpe. And we also have the Kudos Heritage Phase 2, which is also located in Omuketu Ekpe, and Kudos Heritage Phase 2 is going for just 2.5 million naira per plot. So what are you waiting for? Now let me quickly call the phone number to call. The phone number to call is 0905 904 7514 0905 904 7514. Also in Omuketu Ekpe, we also have the Kudos Height. Kudos Height, which is located in Omuketu Ekpe, and it's going for just 4.5 million naira per plot. Now, all of these estates in Omuketu Ekpe, they are in strategic location, and major development are ongoing in those areas. So if you are looking for a good place to invest, you can invest in any of these our Lagos location, and you'll be proud you did what you did. Now let me quickly take you to Asaba, Delta State, where we have the Fairview Estate Phase 2, which is located in Ibuzo, Delta State, and it's going for just 2.5 million naira per plot. Now, this estate is very close to the Asaba International Airport, very close to the first and second Niger Bridge. So, if you are looking for a good location in Delta State to invest, Fairview Estate Phase 2, Ibuzo, is a choice location. Like I said, it's going for 2.5 million naira per plot. And we also have the Kudos Height on Saturday, which is the 15th of March. We are going to be having our first batch allocation in Kudos Height. So everyone that has invested in Kudos Height, they will be getting their plot of land on the 15th of March 2025. So what are you waiting for? If you also want to be part of these people, it's not too late. If you make payment between now and Friday, you are going to be part of the people that will be allocated. Now, Kudos Height is located in Ibuzo, Delta State, and is going for just 1.5 million naira per plot. And we also have Kudos Court. Kudos Court is also located in Ibuzo in Delta State, and Kudos Court is going for 4.5 million naira per plot. Now, all of these estates are very, very close to the Asaba International Airport, and there are some beautiful universities around there, like the Admiralty University, and we like I also said, is also close to the first and second Niger Bridge. Now let me call the phone number to call again. Now the phone number to call is 0905 904 7514 0905 904 7514. Now let's go to Enugu. In Enugu, we have the Fairview Estate Phase 1, which is located at Odobudo in Nike, and is very close to the Akanibiam International Airport, which is the Enugu International Airport, and it's also close to the Caritas University and the Godfrey Okoye University. So if you want to get Fairview Estate Phase 1 in Enugu, is going for just 1.5 million naira per plot. We also have the Fairview Estate Phase 2, which is located at Amokwe Nike. Now Fairview Estate Phase 2 is going for just 2.5 million naira per plot. Now all of these estates are perfectly dry land. We don't have any estate that is swampy. All of our estates are perfectly dry land. When you buy, you can start building without doing any extra thing on the land. So once you are getting our land, you are also getting your documents, and you can start building. So with an initial deposit of 500,000 naira, you can own any plot of land in Kudos Homes Limited. Now our inspection days here in Lagos is on Thursdays and on Saturday. Like tomorrow, we'll be taking our clients for inspection on Thursdays and on Saturday. Our inspection days in Enugu and in Delta State is every day of the week, apart from on Sunday. So we take you to inspection so that you can see this property and know how they look like. Then you can invest in any of them.
Must it be a home? What if you need that land for maybe agriculture, other stuff? But do you have a way where you are able to partition those who want to use it for businesses, those who want to use it for farming? You have a way you partition it?
So most of the estate that we have, they are for residential plots.
Okay.
Though we have commercial plots, then you can also come for commercial if you want to get commercial plot in our estate.
I was just asking if that is available, if that's part of the kudos home
then we
package.
have a particular estate that we are going to be launching soon that is strictly for agriculture. So we have that also in our estate plan. And again, so like I said, the number again to call is 0905 904 7514. Our office address here in Lagos State is at 171 Egbeda Idimu Road, Abule Odu bus stop, Egbeda, Lagos. 171 Egbeda Idimu Road, Abule Odu bus stop, Egbeda, Lagos. And you can catch us on all social media at Kudos Homes Limited, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube at Kudos Homes Limited, and our website is www.kudoshomesLimited.com. So with Kudos Homes Limited, we are helping you actualize your dream home. So if you have been dreaming to become a landlord, Kudos Homes Limited is the right choice for you. We have been tested and we are trusted. Like the people coming on the 15th of March to get their property, these are testifiers of those that have invested with Kudos Homes Limited. Now the number again to call is 0905 904 7514. 0905 904 7514.
All right. Thank you so much, Kudos Homes, for that scintillating package. These are part of the benefits with us right here at VOP 903 FM. Beyond the talk, we also expose you to opportunities of investment, opportunities of trading, opportunities of growth, opportunities through which, the economy will benefit you. So, Kudos, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
that.
so much for having us.
All right, Mr. Lawal Ekundai, it's been a pleasure being with you on the Evening Rush. Once again, I'll ask you, what will be your final take before we close up?
Nigerians should not give up. I keep saying that. We can't.
And they should look out for themselves.
Yes, we can't leave what belongs to us. This country belongs to us.
Okay.
And resources belongs to every one of us.
All right.
And we have it's what God has given us. So we should not give up about Nigeria.
All right. Mr. Lawal Ekundai, what's your social media handle?
I'm on Facebook on Lawal Ekundai.
Lawal Ekundai on Facebook. Yes. All right. On Facebook, I'm Esther Wachuku. On Instagram at Esther Nwaz, that's ESTANWAZ. And on YouTube is at Estic Media, ESTIQMEDIA. Before we wrap up, we sincerely want to apologize, all right, for the signal situation is being worked on. We want to give you the best and the most when it comes to quality dissemination of information and proper transmission. So we do promise that by tomorrow, hopefully, that everything would have been resolved and you continue to get quality programming right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is the People's Station and is always all about you. Bye for now.